All right, we are gonna be hitting the ground running here. Let me get that preview off. Let's stop this. Load up the chat in Twitch. Go. Okay. And that is the chat we want. This is paused. Yep. Nope. Yep. No, it is. Okay. And this up as well. Okay. So I'll show you. I was helping this person in the help with channel, so I'm going to read through this real quick to see if they need anything else, but then I am diving straight into this Minecraft feather here. So okay, so if you don't create a I've seen that too. There's a file called NeoPixel inside of Seesaw, I think it is, and if you search in the bundle for NeoPixel, sometimes you get the wrong one. Printing. I don't know why they put that. Maybe they didn't mean to put that. Missing required argument. 62. Let's look at what this line is real quick. So this is a bit of a peek behind the scenes of just helping folks out in the help with room. There's quite a few folks, including myself, who are checking in on that room when we can and offering up help for folks. This person's working on a matrix portal. They're trying to run the moon clock. Status NeoPixel. Seems pretty close. It seems pretty fine to me. What is this? Reinstall NeoPixel. Yeah, mostly they're just gonna have to reinstall like all of the libraries that are being used, or most of them probably. Getting close. Okay. Toss this over here and wait. See if they mention anything else. But what we're actually diving into is Minecraft feather. Let's see. This is from earlier. This? So not NeoPixel MPY. Shouldn't that Pixel PIXEL. Neradoc is there and helping them out as well. I will take a peek back in a few minutes. Did I ever try this in Firefox? I don't know, but I think I had this loaded up in Chrome. So I am just putting a few kind of finishing touches on the feather, and then we are gonna get it loaded up, and we're gonna do some tweaking on the plugin to try to make it so that you run a command to spawn the feather. Like right now, it just kind of does a bunch of stuff when the server first loads, but really it should like have a command or something to start running. But I worked on this a little bit last night, and I'm getting close here. I just noticed a little while ago when I was looking at it, though, that the should we go one out? It's not so bad, really. They don't have to be perfect either. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Once we fill in the pinks. I was looking at it earlier and I noticed that these mounting holes, they have the little you know, it's copper on the feather, I'm sure, but I don't have copper in here, so I'm using gold blocks to make these little extra rings that go around the outside, or the inside, I guess it is, top and bottom of these mounting holes here. So we're gonna back in here. Oh yeah, they got it. That's right. That is the seesaw issue. That totally is the seesaw issue that they're talking about there in the help with, sorry. Okay, so we are doing this. Let's go. I think we'll break one. Let's break one. Here. Alright, let's get this one. A couple of those out. Okay. I got both on this end. I got one more, yeah, this end down here. So I'm editing this in this online tool, cubicle.xyz. I had never heard of before, but this is a Minecraft schematic editor website, which allows you to copy this Minecraft schematic file into it, and then you know, make changes to it, and then you can export it back out. And then once you have that schematic file, you can load it up using World Edit, which is a Minecraft mod. That's what I loaded the feather into the world with the first time. So this is nice that we're able to make the change in here, and then once we export that schematic file, it will have our changes in it, and we'll always be able to put it into the world. So this way I can make like incremental little changes to this feather while I was working on it, and I don't have to worry about like it not getting pulled in, you know, saved into the final project. I can like spawn a new feather in a new spot to work some more on the plugin, and it will just have all the design stuff in it. I didn't want to like do it once and then have to do it over and over and again. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I am going to go ahead and export this file, export schematic. We are going to rename this one. I think we're on number 5 at this point. I have a lot of stuff open. Some of these. So I should do this too. And I should probably do this. This. Okay. Yeah, I think be in downloads, and I think we're on 5 now. Then I'm just going to go copy this into the server plugins folder. There's a directory that holds these things. Eventually I might build this into my own plugin as well. Right now I'm using that World Edit plugin to spawn it, but it might be nice if I could just include this in 5. I've been going no spaces, I think, at the end. Might be nice if I could just include this in the actual feather plugin that I'm writing. So let's see, this is actually not repos. Home, spigot. Here, plugins. Where are we on this? Let's go to the list. This is in World Edit schematics. Okay, so now we're ready to start the server. Okay, we need to stop this. Hopefully I did it in time. Yeah, we should be fine. So the other thing I want to do, the other thing I still need to do to get this, I guess, done, or at least done to the point where I had imagined it when I dreamt up this idea, is to put in some extra pins. Right now we have, I think, just a couple pins hard-coded. I did a couple inputs and an output. But we're going to make a for loop, probably a for loop or a list or something, and we'll do the entire row, both rows of pins, and we'll set up all the pins that are I/O capable. So like there's some pins obviously in the model that we're not using inside Minecraft, like ground and 3-volt pin, reset pin, some of those things, right? We're not going to be using, so those will just skip. But all the I/O pins like A0 through 5 or whatever, all of the digital I/O pins like 6, 5, 9, 10, maybe even the I2C pins if we wanted to. I think you can use digital on those too, but maybe we'll start with just the numbered pins. Okay, so we should be running. It's interesting we got percent pin D5-1. Does it? Did we? I wonder, why does that happen before I join or do anything? Let's go check through this. So on enable, this is where the plugin begins. We do set up a false. We are setting up some commands. We're just printing a message. Yeah, looping over the COM ports until we find TCTY ACM0. Once we find it, we open it, schedule this task to repeat over and over. But at a high level, this is just reading coming from the COM port, so only when the feather prints something. I don't think it should have. Maybe it did though anyway. Maybe I'm mistaken about what's loaded on it. Doesn't seem like. So we have this channel now. And check in here to see when things do get printed. So let's just load it up and see what's happening. Oh, it's not a single world though. We need multiplayer, proceed, direct. Nice. Okay. I guess was that... Well, maybe if it's not wired up right? On D5. So let's give it a try. So the thing is actually though, our locations are wrong. Locations are wrong. So actually, let's load the new feather because we put those gold rings around it. I want to see the new one with the gold rings. So let's just go over here. And I have not yet quite mastered figuring out where it spawns in relation to where I'm standing when I run this command. So I just kind of go away from other stuff. We need to load this. Okay, paste it. I feel like it usually goes behind me-ish. Up here somewhere? Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, there's our gold rings. Nice. Whoa. There's a bit of lag snapback there. Couple more touch-ups I could do in here. Really shouldn't be able to see pink back in there. We're looking pretty good though, other than a couple little places like that. Maybe inside of this plug a little bit too. Actually, it looks good in there. So one of the things is that right now we're hard-coded to the other location, which is not where we're at anymore because we just made a new feather. So really, I think I want to make a like begin running feather at a certain location command, basically. Right now we have spawn pin. This was an early test. We have test pin, which we commented out. Actually put it inside of here. Let's give him the old moon. Is there a moon emoji? Yeah, nice. Okay. You know what I never did was disable the chat on YouTube, which I've been trying to remember to do. No spam in it yet, so that's good. Good. Finally figuring out where to do this just quickly. Okay, saved. Okay. Alright, back to it. Back to it. So test pin, this basically turns D5 high and sets D11 to read. Actually, I think I have this wired up backwards. Maybe that's why I got a weird input, because I have 11 wired to the LED, which is output. But really, the LED should be on 5, and the button should be on 11. But when I say should be, really, I just mean that's how it was before. Of course, we could just change it here. Oh, but then we'd have to recompile the plugin. Yeah, let's change the circuit. So the button actually should be D11. This LED is D5, which is now on. Because it set it to 1 is what it read earlier, so that makes sense. So I don't think that... Not sure that we will get button presses. Well, I didn't ever run test pin either, so yeah, we didn't get anything. Oh, you see this though? Keep up. Oh, I wonder if that's when I had that huge lag snapback. Yeah, it must be. I think pasting a giant thing like that freaks out the server a little bit. Okay. So R1 is good, but I don't know why this actually ran before. So if we did test pin, then we would start seeing the inputs also we're not seeing before. I'm curious why we set pin 1 high earlier. But now the... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it printed. I just didn't see it there. So yeah, now this is printing. But it's... Oh, we don't want to do that. Oh no, go back in. but it's not actually affecting a circuit that's anywhere near us, because that one is on some other one of these that I pasted before it looked all cool. So we want to be able to tell it where to do this better. Right now it's all hard-coded. So I think we should have a command called like start feather. And it's gonna base a bunch of things off of the location where the player is looking. So I'll come up with a scheme that's like, it's basically going to be something like go to this first pin here and point your character at this square right here, this cube, and then run the command feather start or whatever. You run this command, it's going to figure out the block you're looking at, and from there it's going to extrapolate all the rest of the pins down this line and all of the pins down this line, set up all the ones it needs to. Yeah, and maybe eventually we also need to be able to like set certain ones to read. Maybe we should start with a simpler thing. Let's start with a command that will set one to read, but it really needs the locations first. So yeah, let's actually do the start feather first because we need the locations. And we're gonna have to make this inside of the plugin again because we need access to the COM port, which gets initialized in the plugin. And I don't really know a good way to share the COM port object between command sender, but this is like a person in the game. There was some way inside of this command I could like reach back out to the plugin and grab this COM port variable. We can find something like that. Be good to have separate files. Spigot use plugin variable inside command and command args into. Oh, the site kills me. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this in here. Oh, this is something different. This is for passing arguments from the command inside of Minecraft, which I actually do want to do as well, potentially. Get variable into another class. Create a data holder class and get it from the main with a getter. Holder. There's a map between player and item stack. Makes an empty hash map. This has a private data holder and a get data holder method. But how does it get it inside the command? The command will be triggered. Shouldn't share fields. Well, but I need them to. Share the object. How do you share it? How do you access it? Yes. Sure. Like we're getting further away here. Static. Guess we could make it static. I think that's really the right solution though. Alright, we're gonna shelve this problem for now. And just grant to making the command inside the same class. So we're gonna make a command. It's gonna be called start feather It's not going to write anything just yet. It's going to get the player, it's going to get the block the player is looking at. I have some code for here. Is it? This looks like not getting the player's looking at, but instead player's standing on. Block X. Yeah. I made one that did spigot get position player is looking. Oh, did I just do it again? Yeah, I just did it again. Just close Firefox. Oh, this is the wrong thing also. Oh, it took me back to the wrong thing. And block player is looking at. Player get target block. Oh, I do have this down here. It's got wrapped up in all the stuff that was above it. Get target block. Yeah, max distance 5, get location, print. So this so just for sanity check, we're going to build this. Whoops. We're going to build it one more time to copy it. Oh, yeah, you know what? We didn't do what we need to, which is this. Now we're going to have to build it again. Now finally we can reload. That doesn't look good. We've done something wrong. Start feather, command start feather. Why was there a start feather? Oh, I called this start feather. I should call this command. That shouldn't be the problem. Is this yellow? Static. Can we not call new? It says new. I don't know. Would it be? Why would it think this one should be static but not the other one? And I basically copied from that one to this. Parentheses look fine. Alright, we ran this a bunch. Reload. Refreshed again. What is this? 49? That's on this. Oh, did I not? I didn't rename the... Oh, we don't have a constructor. Do we need a constructor? I have a constructor on this one. I don't understand. It's inside of the first plugin. I need to make a new project with a real name also. I guess maybe it thinks it could be static because it's not using comport or anything. That's probably why. Yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense. So that's a red herring. That difference doesn't matter. Why does it not initialize, though? Cannot invoke set executor, command executor, because the return value of... I did this last time. Oh man, I can't believe I did this again. Plug in, we need to declare it inside of here also. Okay. Start feather. All right, now we can build this, build it again to copy it, reload. Okay, now we didn't crash. So now I can look at the tile I want, run start feather, and it printed this. And basically this is the location that we're going to use to base everything else off of. So our first, I think what we should do is let's just start getting the pin locations. But even before that, we are gonna make a couple of lists. These are gonna be string arrays. And long row pins. We're going to iterate over these later and match them up to locations in Minecraft. So feather RP 2040. I'm just going to pull up an image online and then base my pins on that. This big one. So on the long side, we're starting from this end because that's what I chose. This is the stemma port here. Yeah, this is the stemma port. We're looking at this tile. Is this one? So we have D4 TXRX. D4. What's wrong with this? TX RX. I don't know if we can use. I don't know if we can use all of those. Also not sure. I think those are Miso and Mosi on the actual board, and these will need to match whatever's in board on CircuitPython. That's where it's going to look these up ultimately. SCK, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use that one as an IO pin. 25, 24. That's probably D25. Should copy this. 25, 24, A3, A2, A1, A0. Ground, 3 volt, 3 volt, reset. I actually don't need any of the rest of those. Yeah, I'm going to leave all of those out. So we're going to do all of these pins from D4 to A0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's make sure we have the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Okay. This is a list. We're gonna start on the same end. SDA, whoops. SCL. Actually, just gonna paste a bunch of these. 5, 6, 9, 10, D5, D6, D9, D10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, did I get the exact right number? USB, which we don't need, that's power. Enable pin, we don't need. Battery pin, we don't need. Not sure what the battery pin does. I think you can read the charging voltage. Might be interesting to send that into Minecraft, maybe. I don't think we necessarily need it for now, though. So that's our short row. So now basically when we find that location, we are gonna loop over the long row and basically start printing out locations where we want the pins to go. I equals 0. Should I try a for each? Should we try a for each? I feel like I get screwed by this sometimes. For, so string pin name in, no, not in long row pins. We're gonna try it. So I just wanna, do I just wanna print this stuff out for now? We should save this location. Location, looking, lock. This. Okay. So I want to spawn the first one. I'm going to look at this far end, or should I look here? Maybe I should just look here. That'll make the math easier. Because I think I want to spawn them right here. The redstone torches. Yeah. So I think I'll have it, you just look at the one that you want it to spawn on. What is this? Oh. Okay. There we go. And we're back. Python question, I don't know. So that's going to be the location of the first one, which is going to match up with D4? Yeah, D4. So while we loop over these, we are going to say see, here's where I need an int also. See, yeah, here we're already If I could do like enumerate, like in Python, do this, but I feel like I already need this. Int I0, I less than long length I plus plus. Now we can do this. So we are gonna, let's just start with printing. We want to print the pin name, which is, we'll call this pin name. I'll string pin name. Name. And this pin is at this location, which is location in location. Does location have? YZ, kitchen yaw. Let me just pass XYZ here. Block X. Block Y. Okay. What else does this want? Can I resolve? How do I make one? World. And they're doubles. Insert also doubles. We do need the world though. Where do we get the world from? Player? Player dot get world? Should work. Okay, so first thing we print is the looking at. So the first one will be exactly in the same place. The next one will be my Z changed, but that's just because I moved by one, is that right? Let's do this one more. Okay, so 589, 1371. That's the first pin. 583, also 1371. Okay, so we are 6 blocks down in the x-axis. In distance, 6 blocks. In x distance, 6 blocks. Did I get rid of that? Did I delete that before? So our x is going to be minus I times and X distance. So the first time it will be 0, every other time it will be more. And then it will print the pin name and the pin location. So yeah, let's try this. Reload. Got the spot. Okay. So 589, 1371, that one sounds correct. That's what we had before. TX, which is the next one, 583. Then it's just counting down by 6 each time here. So now let's spawn a torch at that spot. Just to make sure we got it right. Pin location, get block, set type, material, redstone, torch. Sweet, that now we can like visually look at it and make sure that these actually line up where they're supposed to. Reload. Start feather. Oh, we need to go +1. So yeah, they are in the right spot in all the axes except for Y. I want them up by 1. I don't want them, oh, right, we're not doing the last view. I want them up by 1, but instead they replaced the block, which makes sense. We just need Y +1. We should maybe break this out. World X, Y, Z. Why does this one know that it's X and these two don't know what they are? Hmm. No. I don't know. That's weird. This doesn't take an int. I don't know. Anyway, we do want Y +1. Okay, I'm gonna run this. While this is running, I'm actually gonna fix this real quick. Run it again. Oh. Not a very good Minecraft aimer. Maybe I'll just stop flying here. I think I was better when I was on the ground. Okay. We're gonna look here. We ran it twice. We're gonna call reload. We're gonna call start feather. There we go. Now our redstone is on top, not embedded within. We got all those going. We're good to go there. Now we need to get over to here. We're basically just going to look at the opposite location here on the other row of pins. 589 matches. Y matches. We want +1 again. Our z this time is 1421 negative. Whoa. Oh, come on. What are we doing here? This. So, negative 1371, negative 1421. So that's 50? Is that 50 blocks? I feel like that's 50 blocks. So this is going to be z distance. This is going to be 50 blocks. We're now going to loop over the short row and do basically the same thing. Short row pins. This one, X is still the same as this, but Z is the block we're looking at minus the Z distance. Yeah. Save that. Run it. Run it again. I'm just going to make a new feather. Because we might as well keep testing this with different locations. Oh. The board is empty. Okay, we are at the wrong end of it. Maybe we should have started on the end that we were closest to. Oh well. Closest that we spawned to. Okay. Oh, is that lag catching up again? Seems like it does that once. I think there's just so many blocks for it to recognize and like start checking for stuff. Oh, there's some pink in here. Color that. I'm gonna color that while I'm thinking about it. What's the other thing I saw before? Oh, it was inside of the USB port? Yeah, there is some pink in there, which we don't really want. But that's not what I was looking at. Oh, it was inside of here? I think it was inside of here. Charging port. Yeah. Fix a few more of these as well. Here. It's the brush, maybe. Too many of them. Go in here? Yeah. Okay. That's looking good. I'm gonna save this real quick. I won't bother loading up this new version just yet. We'll test our command here. Reload. Need to be down on this end. Okay, we look at our special tile. Start feather. Okay. Now, did we get this side too? Oh, we sure did. Okay. Now we've got all of our pins set up. We know our locations are correct. Oh, sorry, I hope that wasn't loud. Bumped the microphone accidentally. Okay. Get on the chat real quick. And that help with chat that I started on. So we have our distances. Wouldn't it be great if we could have another command where the player can set a certain pin to read? I think it would. So I think we want a, I think we also want here a map, hash map of, nope, hash map of, this is going to be strings, which are pin names to location objects, which come from bucket. This is going to be called pin map. We're going to just make a new one here. Pin map. And now when we loop these down here, we're going to start adding them to the hash map. So we don't need to do this. Instead, we're going to go pin map dot put the key, which is the pin name, the value, which is the pin location. And same thing down here. If we wanted to get fancy, we could do this with one for loop, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to leave it as 2 because it's easy to understand this way. Yeah, we don't even really need these at all, truthfully. We got our code that's spawning those in the right spot, I think. Well, no, I think it's just hard-coded right now, but it will look in the map, and then it will spawn them in the right spot. Oh, I just erased it. Didn't I? Yeah, I just erased it. Now I copied. There we go. Okay. So we're building up our pin map. Now we have our pin map after this. So now let's say we make one more command. I am not going to forget to put it in here. I'm doing this first. Set pin read. Must call start feather before using this command. Not gonna forget this. Okay, this is gonna be more like this, kind of. We're gonna take this one, make another new one. Command set pin read. Set pin read. This time we want to make it take an argument, which thought one of these was, but it's gone now. Spigot, or that's because this is not. Yeah. Args. Does args get passed to us? Oh, args, it sure does. Actually, look at that. Okay, so that's easy enough, actually. That's really easy. Command set pin read. So we're going to make it to where the user says, like, / set pin read, we need this. Set pin read space, and then like D11, for instance, which is what my button is plugged into. Set pin read D11. So args 0. Yeah. String pin to set equals args 0. Now basically now we just go send this for it. So we need an output stream and a writer. I'm gonna send this. We should do a little bit of error checking, I guess. Like if pin to set, no, if pin map dot contains key. Only do this if it's actually in the map. That way, if you give it a bogus one, else. I still don't know how to print back to the Spigot plugin print to. Actually, don't I have that in on enable? Or am I thinking that that's system out print? It is system out print. Spigot print to chat. And message to the global chat. Should it go to global chat? Spigot print command result. On the console. Player? Do I do this on the player? Is there like player? Oh, I don't have the player broken out. Player. Like a send message or chat? Invalid pin? And I'm actually gonna not do these quite yet and instead just try this. Just see if this works. I didn't register it or whatever this thing is. So I remembered the other thing, but then I forgot this thing. So quite there. What is this? It's called is it set pin read? Okay. And yeah, it would already have the map because you would have already called start feather. I guess it really won't even need the map, honestly. It only needs the map when it goes to spawn the torch. Reload. So my help message is technically wrong right now, but it's going to be true eventually. So we're going to give it a bogus pin? No, we'll give it a good pin and a bogus pin. Set pin read D11. Invalid pin. Okay. Actually, I guess that is expected, right? Because we didn't create these hash maps until now. So we would have to call start feather again. So it was true, actually. And am I on the wrong side again? I'm just going to break this one. Okay. Oh, but that didn't spawn it. Oh, but I took all that code out, right? It doesn't spawn it. It just makes the map now. So now need to set D11 to R. So that's working. I think this chatted as me, not... I was trying to send a message to me. As in, like, print something after they ran the command. I feel like this sent a message to chat from myself. Message. Line change. Batch command. Console sender. Sender.send message. Send message. And this is what we want. Okay, so we actually accidentally tested both cases since we did one before, but let's do an actual bogus pin like ground, right? Ground is a real pin on the feather, but we don't have it hooked up in this thing, obviously. Invalid pin. Perfect. So we changed this to send message. That doesn't matter, but I will go ahead and build. So now when we need to reference the map when we receive messages from the feather about changes. So this is just hard-coded to D11. Looping over all the incoming commands. This is the map that it got from incoming commands map. So really we want to loop over it. Incoming get keys key set. Key set for string pin name in key set. Nice. Okay. This goes inside of here. Loop over all the pins in the incoming map. If the current pin don't need this, but we do need something similar. We want if pin map dot contains key pin name. Pin name is a variable. If pin map contains pin name, current state get pin name. Location we're gonna get from pin map. Location block equals pin map dot get object, which will be pin name. Those are locations that have worlds on them already. This is going to get the location back out of the map. If cur state, set the torch, if not, set to air. So this should work for all read pins now. Reload. I'm gonna make another new feather. This is why I wanted to do all my edits in that schematic file, so I can just make a bunch of these as I'm working on this and never worry about like losing progress on we're lagging pretty bad here. Huh. Weird. Alright, can I paste again? So last time it told me I couldn't. Huh, yeah. So I guess after you paste it unloads this. Okay, so basically it goes like this way from where I'm looking. It goes like forward and left. I feel like it was behind me before, but yeah, I'm just misremembering. Wow. I don't know what's going on with the lag. Is it printing anything? Moved too quickly. Moved too quickly. What is that about? It will move. Okay, well anyway. It seems to be a setting that stops the player from going too fast by artificially moving them backwards, which we don't want, and that page might tell us how to disable, but I can't load it in this browser. But that tells me most of what I came for, which is it like an actual limitation or just a setting on the server? Okay, so we're gonna run, we ran reload before, we're gonna go start feather. We're gonna go D11 read set pin read D11. Just set D11 to R. Okay, so I do need to go back and actually send it. I think we're so close though. I think this read is going to work. We're going to be able to set up any pin we want. So just instead of this, I'm going to say move this up and call this instead setting. Do this. But this will be plus pin name. Into set. Pin space into set space R. Yeah. Save it. So will I need to run start feather again? Sure. There's no downside to it. Run those, reload. I'll just run it again. I don't know for sure if I actually need to. Start feather. I should, now that I have this thing, I should add some more outputs to this. We don't really have unsuccessful yet, but all right. So we did call it though, and now I should be able to do setting D11 to R. Okay, perfect. And now D11 is on the short side, but it is near the end with the stemma, so it's about over here somewhere. We're gonna scoot this here. We're gonna get the camera. And we're gonna keep an eye on those last few pins there. I'm gonna press the button. Oh, down there. I see it. It's right by my my crosshair there. Here, let's get in a little closer. All right. So now that is connected, so I could another little circuit down here. I already have sticky piston actually. Okay. There we have it. Okay, so that is awesome. Love the paint on the feather. Hey, thanks for that. Appreciate that, Flapjaw. This, have you seen the pink feather? So this is all modeled after the actual pink one. Which mine that's plugged in here is black, but there is an actual pink one, which I will hook up as well once I get this running. But that's where the coloring scheme came from. All right, so I think we could do this for any pin now. The only other one I have set up is the one with the switch. Start this real quick. Which is connected to A0, which is all the way on the opposite corner down by the USB port over here. So we're gonna go set pin read A0, setting A0 to read, and now I will flip the switch, which is a little bit off camera anyway. Let's scoot this down a little bit. Oh, okay, so that spawned there already. I think it probably spawned before and I just didn't see it. But that makes sense because it could be already positive. Oh, and also I'm pulling the wire out a little bit. I could have done it as well. And the wire is in the wrong spot. And I just pulled it the rest of the way out. Okay. I need to get a different switch. The switch is a little bit heavy, and it wants to pull itself out of the breadboard here. Okay, so when I plugged that back in, we got our pin here. And if I flip the switch carefully so as not to unplug it, our torch will go away. If I flip it back, it will come back. Carefully plug this back in. So this one gives us on-off action. The button gives us like while it's pushed down, but this one gives us on-off. Sure if this works this way. On top? No. Ah, it does work. Oh. I pulled it out again. Okay. Yeah, that one's working now too. So I think I can set any pin now. And what should we do? So we're getting really close now. So we, oh, and Flapjaw, I should say also, this is like, I just kind of dove in today. I don't know how long you've been watching, but if you are interested in like a higher level look at or description about what this project is, I'm happy to go over it if you're interested and you don't know where we're at. I've been working on this for a couple of streams now, but I didn't do like any kind of introducing today. I just jumped right into it. So if you're interested in the project and want to know a little more, let me know. I can give you the high level. So all of our ability to set inputs is good, and I like this idea of having the command, you're up on at full speed ahead. Nice. I like having this command. This is actually cooler than what I was thinking, which was going to be like hard coding which ones you wanted read and which ones you wanted output. So now, really we just need to look at, in here, the scheduler. This part is working good. This is the part we just did. The other thing we need is this, which is currently hard-coded to the original place where I put this. And we basically just need to make it a loop now, kind of like we did the other one. We can probably reuse this. Oh, no, that was somewhere else where we can reuse. No? Pin map contains. So yeah, we want to, I guess at this point we would loop over. We need to actually loop over all of the things that are in pin map, but we need to ignore any that are read. We don't actually have a mechanism keeping track of right now, so we should make array list string read mode pins. This will keep a list of all the pins as we put them in read mode. We'll ignore those when we are looking up the values to send back to the feather. So that's going to be all the way down here where we add it with this command set pin read. So if it is successful, then we'll go ahead and actually, I guess we should. We care? No. I don't think we care if it's already in there. Don't want to do that part. We do care because we don't want to add it again though. So we want to say if the pin to set, no, got Python brain. I always want to put the variable first. If read mode pins dot contains pin to set, and we want not. If it's not in the list, then add it to the list. So add a pin to add. Okay, if it's not in the list, add it to the list. Back up here now. I think I'm probably going to end up wanting index. Maybe I don't care about the index actually. For string pin name in pin map key set. This stuff is going to be inside. Location is actually going to be pin map. Nope, pin map. Get name. Block from the location. Block data from the block. We convert it to lightable. We check if it's lit. Read pin states. Does this get initialized with? Okay, we just initialized it with. Okay, one problem I have is I called this read mode pins and I called this read pin states, and they're actually representing opposite concepts. Read mode pins are getting read from the feather and sent into Minecraft. Read pin states here are getting read in Minecraft and sent over to the feather. I should choose a perspective that I want to use the read verb from. And I guess use write the other way. Then just stick to it. So we already had read pin states and we already had read mode pins. No, we just made read mode pins. We already had read pin states. But our serial interface uses R for these ones. So I feel like we should call this one with read since the R gets used in the serial. So this one should actually be... Whoops. Is that working? Hold on. Yeah, write. We're going to call this one write pin states. I'm going to add comments eventually that clarify some of this as well. But we'll just say we're writing from the perspective of it's getting read in the feather and it's getting written to, excuse me, it's getting read in Minecraft, it's getting written to the feather. These ones are getting read in the feather with the pin mode R that got sent across serial and then written into Minecraft with the torches. They go opposite ways. And so this just got initialized to D5. Set pin read. Should we just do all of the ones that are not... I almost think we should just do all of the ones that are not... Or should we wait for the user to actually set them up? That's basically the question. Should we just initialize them all or should we wait for the user to set them up? I think we should set them up maybe the same way that we did these ones. So we had set pin read D11. Why don't we just also make a command set pin write? And you pass it a pin the same way and it will initialize the stuff it needs to. Set pin write. And again, this is writing from Minecraft to the feather. So whenever we say read, we're reading from the feather and going into Minecraft. Whenever we say write, we're reading in Minecraft and writing to the feather. But this will work the same. Basically, I am actually going to end up using pin D5 instead of pin D11, but it doesn't matter because it's just the example. So this one we won't have anything to send over serial. Because we don't actually need to do anything yet. Call that write mode. And really all we're doing is we're putting it in the map. We don't want to initialize this with D5 randomly. Instead, we want to put pin to set false into this map. We also want, if it was in the read pins, we want to take it out of the read pins. Unnecessary contains. I kind of like the contains. I guess this means that remove will not crash if it wasn't in there. I feel like the code's more clear the other way though. Oh well. Okay. We set it to write mode. We should be ready after this. Is that true? Oh, no, 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 we're not looping yet. So, well, we loop over all the pins in the map. Yeah, actually, we're pretty close. So right pin states if get pin name is false, then basically we're checking both. This one represents the block in the world. This one represents the previous state. And if they don't match, that means that it definitely changed. In this case, it changed to turning on. And then after we notice that it changed, we set the previous state pin name to true so that we can check it again next time. And right here, we would send pin name. There it is. Okay. Hello, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing good as well. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you find this interesting. If you have any questions, let me know. I can give a quick rundown of what this project is all about. See films in chat there. So same thing down here. We're going to be going plus pin name plus this. Looks good. Here we want pin name, so we get it name, and then the last one here, name. So one thing is we're looping over all the things in pin map, but then we're just checking in right pin states. I think we actually only want to loop over the things in right pin states. But we do still need to get the location from pin map, but right pin states and pin map use the same keys. Your stream title says CircuitPython. That's a good point. Yeah, I totally did not set the title today. I don't even know what my title is. What does it say? CircuitPython. It's cut off on mine, actually. Let me... CircuitPython Minecraft integration. Yeah, we are still doing kind of the same thing. And this is the Java code. There is Python code as well, CircuitPython code specifically, that is running on the Feather, which is right here. It's just that the CircuitPython code currently is working fine, and we are writing the code that's interacting with that CircuitPython code on the other side, which does happen to be Java in this case. It's inside the Minecraft plugin. So yeah, but I did totally just not set the title at all when I started streaming today. Otherwise, I probably would have made it a little more accurate. Okay, I think we're good here. So I think we should be able to set the pins to right and then use them to turn on and off the actual physical lights. So we're gonna build this and run it. Well, really, we're just building it. There's nothing to run. We're clicking the run button, but it's building the jar, and then it's copying it into the Minecraft server. We will reload. Oh, it's raining. Oh, dear. Weather set clear? No, weather clear. Clear. Reload. Reload. Okay. Should we call start feather again? Yeah, I guess we probably should, because when we reload, I guess we probably don't have a map anymore. We're going to look here. We're going to say start feather. Initialize feather successfully. So we already have these hooked up, so we should probably, I guess, just make sure this still works. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't, but... set pin read. Oh, I don't think I added all the right stuff even. So we're gonna have to do this again. Oh well, set pin read. I'll call this D11 again. Oops. Internal command. Internal error. Cannot invoke. I think I just never initialized my array list, right? I made an array list. Yeah. I've taken one class that was in Java, but I did not continue with it. Yeah, Java was kind of the first like major language that I learned. I learned a little bit of QBasic before Java, but Java was the first language that I like actually got any kind of actual like training or schooling in. And I have gone on to use Java for Android quite a lot. I don't do a lot with Java outside of Android. This is one of the rare cases though. This is a Minecraft plugin, so it is Java and it's not related to Android. Equals new array list. But because Java was like the first sort of major training language that I had, I do have like a big level of kind of familiarity with Java. I know lots of folks don't care for it too much, but I'm pretty much right at home in Java. I prefer Python though. Like if I could be writing Python code instead, I would be. It's just that Minecraft plugins are Java. There is actually a layer that lets you write Python, but I didn't want to add extra stuff in between. All right, so we reloaded this. No, we reran this. We should just actually do this while we're here, right? Right. Let's go down and look at it. It's here. We need to fill it into here. Not going to trick me this time. Like using PHP? Yeah, I've never actually used PHP before. I've learned like HTML and JavaScript as well. But for backend languages like PHP, instead I use Python typically. Like Python with the Django framework is kind of my go-to for making web backends. Set the given pin to write mode. Must call start feather before using this command. Yeah, is that true? I don't know if that's true. Maybe that's not actually true, but we should probably do it anyway. Save this, build. So you, if you use PHP, I assume the kind of stuff you're working on is like web backend. What kind of like, you have any kind of projects that you're interested in sharing that you work on, or what kind of stuff you like to build? I'm always curious to learn what other folks like to make. Okay, so we need to reload. Reload. Okay, we're gonna go down here. Develop a website. Nice. Is this like a personal site, or you do this for a job or hobby or club or something like that? Start feather. Initialize successfully. So I'm going to do D11 again. Set pin read D11. Okay, that looks like it was successful, but it is all the way over here. See films. Nice. Here, I'll pull that up in just a minute. It's not, I assume, hopefully it's not like non-kid friendly or anything crazy. I mean, like, adult stuff is fine, but if this is like NSFW, we don't necessarily need to show it on the stream. Let me put the camera. Okay, so this should be hooked up with D11. Whoop. Oh, it's raining again. You know what I should do is make a command block that hooks up to a button. Then I can just press the button and it will stop raining. That'd be awesome. Pacific Northwest US movie website with the focus on movies. Nice. Yeah, I'll pull it up here in a minute. So this should be working? I think this should be working. Here it goes. Nice. It does. Okay. So now the real thing that we worked on though is the write mode. So, oh, there's a creeper up here. Come on, peaceful. I'm peaceful. You gonna blow up my feather? You gonna blow up my feather? No? Alright, well. Have a nice day, buddy. Okay. So we want D5. D5? Yeah, we want D5, which is over here. Actually near D11. So one of the hard parts about this is that we're going to set it to write mode, but we're not actually going to have any visual indicator where it's at. Set pin write D5. And so right now, pin D5 is high. The LED is on. That's what we'll be changing, hopefully, when this works. So D5, we put it to write mode. But we need to figure out where it's at, actually. I think I closed this. Feather. I'm going to get this giant image back, though, so I can just reference a silk screen without trying to get all zoomed in on my camera or anything. Where are the photos? Ah, I see they're in a carousel. Okay, so 5 is, there's 3 pins between 11 and 5. So 11 is this one. 1, 2, 3. This one. It's 5. You know what we should do is spawn a torch. We should spawn a torch when you set it to write mode. That would give us a visual indicator if we got it right, and then the torch would be ready to go. Because we actually need a torch in Minecraft because we're trying to read the lighting value on the torch to know if it's been set high or low using a lever. Or a button, or a pressure plate, or anything else inside of Minecraft. Okay, I don't have this set up right. Oh. Yeah, I need to learn about Redstone. I don't know how to hook this up right. I think I'm not on the right y-axis though. So this is your site here. Oh, cool. So it's like showing you movies, kind of like geographically interesting movies, movies that were all filmed or based around a certain geographical area. That's cool. Looks nice. I'm not very good at making pretty websites, really. I can make functional things, and I'm pretty good at back-end work, but this looks pretty nice. I like it. Thanks for sharing. So I think the problem is that I think the problem is not necessarily with the code here, it's with my understanding of Redstone. So I think if this torch was inside of here, then this lever would turn it on and off. But the problem is that our plugin is looking for the torch here, and our plugin, our lever is not affecting it. Why does it want to rain on so much now? Am I making it more likely to get rainy by turning it off immediately? So I think this would work. This one is on the wall. It's still technically a torch. And then we went here. Now we can have this. And it works. Make sure we can actually see it if it works. Be ashamed to have it work and then not be able to see it, right? Oh, I did F1. So right now the torch is on and the LED is on. We switch it and now the torch is off and the LED is off. So yeah, this is working. Awesome. Okay. So we should spawn the torch when we set it to read mode, but we should also figure out how to not need this extra layer. And this is really just a lesson in Redstone. So basically, can I make a redstone torch get affected by redstone wire and ultimately a lever that is on the same y-axis? Redstone torch lever same y level lever. Stone circuits you should know. Put the torch block on a block and then power that block. This thing broke my page. Oh no, it just put a thing over it. God, there's so much stuff to learn about Redstone. I don't know really any of this stuff. I'm just gonna play with it some more. What if we... Okay, how can we do this? I mean, I guess I could spawn it inside the hole. I'd like them to be the same for reads and writes, though. I guess I'd be fine with it if they were in the hole, but if they're in the hole, they can't affect this thing, can they? So like if this spawned in here, and it doesn't affect that. Raining again? You know what? How do you get a command block? Whoa, fell through. Not raining underneath the feather. Oops. Oh well. Give. guess add A is probably foamy guy. We'll do foamy guy anyway. No, give what? Man block? Man block? Weather clear. Done. Man blocks are not enabled. How do you enable them? Target server enable command blocks. I don't have a control panel. No, the site. Why does it have to be this way? Game rule do weather cycle false. I will try that. And hey Keith, how's it going? I will definitely try that. I am kind of think it would be funny to make a button that turns the rain off. You want to play the cat tax with me, buddy? Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come on. It wants to hug the bottom of my chair. Give it some rabbit feet kickers on there. I'm gonna try to pull him up here, but he's gonna kick me if I do. It's in your bucket YAML instead of spigot YAML. I probably can't change it live. Only one command. It's aliases and what about spigot YAML? Even though that said the other way. Command. A lot of commands here. Replace commands. And block console. I'm gonna grab the local forecast currently. Nice. Yeah, it's supposed to. I think we have like one more day of pretty nice. We got some icy snow stuff a few days ago, and it was pretty nice today. Maybe that was yesterday. It was yesterday. And the server properties. Server properties? Command block enable true. True. So I'm guessing that this is not live, probably. Yeah. I kind of want to try this, so I'm going to disconnect real quick. I am going to restart the server. It's going to take a couple seconds here. It takes like probably 30 seconds or a minute. You want to get up here now, buddy? Come here. Come here. Here we go. Oh. Say hi, everybody. Oh dear. All right. Yes. Could not do this without the kitty. couldn't see my preview when I held him up here, so I'm just now seeing if I actually got him in frame. Looks like sort of a little bit for a second, but not really. Yeah, get up there eventually. He was not interested in being a stream kitty right now. All right. Is this everything? Yeah, it is everything. Okay, so let's direct connect back here. Okay, so can I set this now? Weather clear? Command set. Okay. Now. It's here, put this here. Now we do need to rerun start feather. Keith, if you haven't seen what I have gotten done so far tonight, it's basically moving a lot of this stuff out from just hard-coded the single pin and just happening automatically when it starts up to now we have this command. Start feather, I look at this particular block here, which is at the end of the long row nearest to the stem port. I run start feather, that initializes everything for me, and then I can set further. I can set the individual commands. I don't know where that came from. Did I make that? Was that there before? That seems suspicious. Then I can go like set pin read or write, and we're gonna go set pin write on this one, and then you just give it the pin name. So D5. No, D11 is the one that our button is plugged into. Now, theoretically, oh no, we got a crash here. Okay, actually I should have done read, not write, and yeah, it's mad because I did write and because there's not an actual torch at that spot. I wonder if that will stop if I set it to read. So I feel like I saw it go once more, but maybe it stopped. Oh no, it's still going. If I do reload. So that's one thing I need to fix, is making it so I can go back and forth, and it will remove it from all the proper lists and everything. So I did reload, but because I did reload, that means we need to do start feather again. I guess this is the downside to the start feather thing. Maybe I'll make it take arguments for the first location. And I could just copy paste the same command again instead of running over there. Put in read the 11. There we go. Now I think we're good. We're gonna get this also. Spawns the torch. It ran the command. The rain is going away. Yes, we have a button to stop the rain now. Anytime it rains, I can just push the button again, as long as I have set all that stuff up. But it's cool nonetheless. So that's how we do the read pins, and then for write pins, we're in a bit of a pickle, which is actually what I was working on, I think, probably around the time you showed up, which is basically that the redstone torch interacts with wires that are above or below. Yeah, I think it can be above or below, but not with wires that are on the same level. So if I put these back and I have wires here, now this lever doesn't actually control the torch. The torch just always stays on. But if my redstone wires are one level up or one level down from the torch, then my wires actually control it. And in this case, the lever as well. And so this one we would set, let's see. This one we would set set pin right on D5. And now we can use the lever to basically control the LED, although I do think it's going to skip the first one since it was already on. If I flip it now, it should turn off, yeah. So now the LED is in sync with the torch, which is what we had the other day, but it was all hard-coded, and now I've got the commands to actually turn everything on. And we're looping over all of them, so I think at this point I should be able to run those same commands, set pin right and set pin read, for any pins that I want. Any of the I/O pins I think should be working at this point for either input or output. So I am not sure where this came from, but I'll break that for now. So honestly, this pretty much gets me to where I had envisioned taking this project. Maybe one other thing to do still would be when we set it to write mode, we should maybe spawn, I think we should spawn the torch. Well, I guess we do still have, I would like to figure out a way, go back over here. I don't want to have to cut out the floor of the feather like this. So I either need to change the place where the torch goes to inside of here, because then the redstone wire is above it and actually affects it, right? Because it's off now. It's on now. But if it's in there, so I feel like I'm missing something about redstone. It's almost like redstone input and redstone output to the torch specifically are like opposite. One of them wants to be, oh, this shouldn't be this though, right? We should put a, this should be an output like a piston. The problem here is this torch doesn't affect the wire and thus the circuit. It's raining again. Oh, luckily we have our super fancy rain away. It's like that is now clear. Get out of here, rain. See, let me catch up. Does it interact with the block on the opposite side? Oh, it's toggling the torches on its own thing. I remember how that works. Rain away is pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. I will try to run your command though. I think that might believe that might solve it as well without needing a separate thing hooked up. So it's almost like this is opposite, because here the lever correctly changes the wire and correctly changes the torch, but with this one, the torch actually needs to be here in order to drive the piston. And if you take it away, the piston will go back down. You put it back, the piston will go back up. So it's like opposite. When you want the redstone torch to output to the piston, you put it on the same Y level as the wire. But when you want the redstone torch to input from the lever, you have to put the wire either above or below the torch. I need to come up with a way that both of them can work the same. It doesn't really matter if it's this way where it's above or below, or it's this way where it's the same level. But I guess I don't need them to be the same. I could code them to be different, but I feel like they should be the same. Can we add a command block that changes the redstone positions based on input versus output? That's possible, but it's probably above my ability to do it. Yeah. I almost wonder if there's like a way I can like tunnel up inside of this thing. How tall is it? It's 4 blocks tall. Or if I could like tunnel up inside of it. And have wires run inside. I'm not even sure if that helps me actually though. Oh, this is weird that it feels opposite for, like, one of them needs to be the same level and one of them needs to be above or below. I'm gonna have to study up on some redstone, I think. Because I'm sure there's probably like a commonly used pattern of blocks that will sort of normalize this for me, kind of. Even if I had to build up a little bit around the holes, like right now I have the holes which are basically representing a feather with no pins. Even if I had to build up a little bit here though, we could build up with like iron blocks, which is what I did a lot of the metal stuff out of. Now, this wouldn't be so bad if we built up a couple of these or something. Then they just look like the header pins or whatever. But what if we put those in and then if we had this torch here? So this does work. So does it work the other way too? So if, oh dear. We shouldn't make those fall through all the way. I think I can hit it going back up. Nope, not quite. Okay. Get this here. Inside there. It would need not this one, right? Nah, that doesn't make a difference. We still have the same problem, is that it works for one this way, but not the other. But what if we this? Hey, hey, hey! We're fighting. Ah, this might be the ticket. Oh no. In fact, this is not the ticket. Now we have created raining again. I feel like it's raining a lot this time. That didn't turn on this time, did it? Oh, there we go. Oh, you know what? That's hooked up to the LED. Oh, it's only every other switch? It's making this LED blink too. It's not as fast, but that's pretty funny. So I have no idea why. I have no idea why this blinks like that. Does this only need to go to here? No. We go further away? Somehow this has like hooked itself up into being a repeater. I don't even know. I have no idea how or why that would happen. It's kind of funny though, honestly, that this one blinks also, the real one catches up with it. It's not as fast, but it's actually really funny to me that that's doing that. We're so close here, right? This is working kind of, it's just not the right way. Up here, this doesn't change anything. It still gets blinky. Does it matter what side we come at this from? If we came from the back, would it be better? That looks like it's going to be the same. Oh, blinky. Is this... should it be out here? Just don't have a wide enough... Oh, I think... Oh, I think we got it. Okay. So, yeah, I didn't have a wide enough... You can't get your redstone wire anywhere in, like, these 6 tiles. Well, it's not that you can't get it there. It's that if you put it there, it will affect the torch, or the torch will affect it, one or the other. I don't really know which is correct, but it causes the circuit to change behavior. But if we route around it, we come all the way around to the back. So actually, could we go to the side now? Do we really need to be on the back? No. Okay. We just have to make sure not to use any of the 6 squares touching, quote unquote, the torch. But that'll work. Okay, so we should... I'm definitely not gonna do this today. I'm about to head out for now, actually. It's almost bedtime for me. I should go back to the schematic. I should fill in the iron blocks for the pins. And then I will modify the plugin to use wall torches to make it face the right way, which I did figure out at one point. I know I was working on that on stream one of the first few nights, and I did eventually figure that out. I don't know if I did on stream or not. We'll use wall torches. We'll attach them to these little pin header pieces, and then this can work for both, because this way the presence or non-presence of the torch correctly triggers the output, in this case a piston. And for this one, we can just run the wire to the side to use for the right pins. And that seems to be working as well, which gives us 2 identical looking pins, 1 working input, 1 working output, and they're both make sense. So I'll have to change it in the plugin to move it probably out by 1 Z. Like further this way, because we're technically 1 more block over. And further on the other side on this one. No. Actually, the torch is in the same spot. That's convenient, actually. The torch is in the exact same spot. I was putting the torch... It's raining again? That's probably never gonna get old. I almost want to make like make it look like a raindrop or something. Make some kind of rain away button that actually looks special. So I was spawning here, which this is actually the same spot. Yeah, this is the same spot as this. One of them is just a wall torch with a direction, and one of them is a regular torch without a direction. So really, we just need to modify the schematic, put the pins in, and use wall torches instead of regular torches. Manage the direction. That's all I need. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here. I'm going to close out of here. Close this. I think. I will, real quick, I'm just going to modify the schematic. And I think I'm heading out after that. Iron block. We'll do this in the schematic, that way I can just always copy paste it into the world. This is how I did all of my like embellishments, as I did them all inside this schematic editor thing. Because I knew I was going to want to spawn more feathers to test with. The other thing that would be nice to do maybe is put signs, like Minecraft has signs, I think, wooden sign or whatever. Be nice to put those near the pins here. Essentially serving the purpose of the silk screen to tell you which pin is which. I don't know if I can do signs inside of this schematic though. Okay. Now we got all our pin stubs. Looking good. I'm gonna export this. I will just go ahead and rename it. Pink feather, we're up to 6 now. And I'm gonna copy it into the server folder, but I'm not actually gonna do anything with it right now. But it'll be waiting there for me tomorrow or whenever I get back to this. There's that. Close this. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna head out for now. Thank you to the folks that tuned in. Hope this was interesting. I'll catch you all next time. Saturday is definitely going to be the next like scheduled stream for sure. Maybe I'll pop in Thursday or Friday night. I mean, I guess probably not Friday night because Scott's going to be streaming, I think. Maybe I'll pop in Thursday night if I'm working on this, but I really don't know for sure. But Saturday morning at the normal time, 10 a.m. Central, I should be streaming. So I'll catch you then if you are interested in following along. And otherwise, I hope everybody has a good night. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for hanging out, Keith.